Alright, hello everybody. It's me again, Dexter Ikabug. I will be reporting today regarding the translation of speech or interpreting. One of the subtopic of this report is about simultaneous speech. Okay. First of all, what is translation? As we can know, translation is a word, text, or oral transfer to receiver's choice of language or mother tongue. From original text as the second language to translated text as the first language. But first of all, I would like to read this small line of Nelson Mandela in his study regarding translation. If you talk to a man in his mother tongue, that goes to his heart. Why? Because that person that you're talking, when you're talking regarding or you're using his or her mother tongue, that will immediately go to somebody's heart because it is very relatable because the context you are using is very understanding. Okay, next slide. Okay, first of all, what is the purpose of translation? Anybody of you? Do you have any guts to answer the question? What is the purpose of translation? Well, the purpose of translation is that to prevent misconception and optimal way of conversation. Why? Because if we don't have any translation, we cannot be embodied to the same understanding from the writer's stuff and from us as our readers. So translation is very important because it prevents misconception. Why? Let us say there is a context, there a textbook, it's written in an English context. Then you can have a perception on the specific writing, but you cannot have a definite same understanding because that is not your language, that is your second language. So with the use of the translation, from English to Cebuano or English to Maranao, so with the use of translation, we can prevent misconception. Okay, and also it leads to a good communication. It is about to understand instruction, acquire new skills, then request, ask questions, and relate an information with ease. Because in every translation, both of you, the speaker, the receiver, the textbook, the readers, will have a good good flow of communication. Let's say from the textbook, it is the source of the speaking. Then the reader is the receiver. Then the reader, the next stage is that the reader will have a response, a comment regarding to what he is reading. Then, why do we really need translation? Yes, why? Why do we really need translation? First of all, we are now in a modern age. I mean, a global age that everybody can understand now English because English becomes now our universal language. But why? Why we really need a translation? Okay, here is the answer. Many prefer to their native language in order to what? To spread ideas and information. Let us say there is a researcher. A researcher can be an English person or a Cebuano. Okay, our own language. It can be a Cebuano. Then his research is about asking the livelihood, the living of all native people. Then he is going to conduct a survey, a questionnaire, which is written in Cebuano. Then, after that, it collects all the data. It can be translated into English. Then we can spread ideas and information. See? The good of the translation. Next is that some various languages enables global economy. And not everybody speaks the same language. Next slide. Okay. Here, language. Language connects an individual to different family, culture, arts, beliefs, and wisdom. Because language can become our identity and it can be part of our persona. As you can see to the three pictures that shows about identity, personas. Let us say, what language you use? You use Cebuano, then you're a Bisaya. If you use English, then you can be an American. And that becomes your identity. Language can mold us. Language can show of who we are. Okay, under the subtopic I will be discussing to you, this talks about, I am so very specific. This is about simultaneous translation. Okay, what is simultaneous translation? Simultaneous translation is a form of translation which the interpreter translates into the target language as quickly as possible, while the speaker is still speaking as the source of language. So as you can see to the definition is that simultaneous, from the word simultaneous, it is continuing, it is moving, continuing, it is an active. This is an active translation. Let us say I am the source speaker, then I have the translator, then as I began to speak, the translator should also interpret. That is a simultaneous translation. Okay, next. Simultaneous translation. Simultaneous translation is commonly used in Miss Universe competition and also in religious mass. So I will be showing to you a video that shows, simultaneous translation. Okay, I will leave now. I will leave muna this page. Okay, I will now go to the video. Video first. Okay, this is.
Thank you very much, Miss Universe.
Well, here's your question. The Me Too movement has sparked a global conversation. In response, some have said that the world has become too politically correct. Do you think the Me Too movement has gone too far?
Phong trào Me Too đã làm thế giới nói chuyện về nhiều. Em có nghĩ là phong trào Me Too có nói quá không? Bản thân em không nói quá. Bởi vì khi mà bảo vệ sức khỏe con người hay bảo vệ làm dục tình dục, bảo vệ con người, bảo vệ phụ nữ, đó là một cái quyền rất lớn. Con người chúng ta cần được bảo vệ và trong cuộc sống của chúng ta cần được tự do và cần được bảo vệ. Cảm ơn. She doesn't think that, I don't think that it has gone too far. Protecting women and women's right is the right thing to do. Women need protection and rights. Thank you. Bản thân em không nói quá, bởi vì khi mà bảo vệ sức khỏe con người hay bảo vệ làm dục tình dục, bảo vệ con người, bảo vệ phụ nữ, đó là một cái quyền rất lớn. Con người chúng ta cần được bảo vệ và trong cuộc sống của chúng ta cần được tự do và cần được bảo vệ. Cảm ơn. Khắp conค่ะ.
Oh, see? What can you say? What can you say now regarding the video? The interpreter wants the Miss the contestant the contestant of the Miss Universe, that is the Vietnamese. When the time she speaks her answers, then there is the immediate translation from the interpreter. So as you can see, that is a simultaneous translation. So I hope you have the idea. You will be having now the idea of simultaneous translation. Okay. And now we need these 10 skills. 10 communicational skills. So the first communicational skills is emotional intelligence. Okay, emotional intelligence. Okay, this is managing its emotion by self-awareness, social awareness, and relationship. So these skills is very important in translating emotional intelligence. It means what is the emotion of the source of the speaker, that should be your emotion. That must be your emotions to be portrayed, to be transferred to the receiver, to the audiences. And you must know the target of the speak, the content, the scope, because you can be aware to that. You should know the audience first. To whom does this topic to be relayed? Then you have to be wise in your words. So you need to be emotional intelligence. The next is the cohesion. Cohesion shows it can be related to the word it's connected. Oh yes, connected or aligned. So the meaning of cohesion is that speaking the word concisely and clearly. It means you have to be concise. It means concise means it should be accurate, perfectly speak, and it must be clear regarding the thoughts, regarding the tone, regarding the words. You must be clear. The next is that friendliness. This is personalizing the message. Personalizing the message, it means that you must have, the interpreter must be what you call it, experientiable. It means he or she must be full of experience, because how could you personalize the message? What do you mean by personalize? Personalize means is something that you should claim. I mean, have the burden. Let us say the source or the speaker. Once the speaker speaks like this, you should grab the burden. You should give same burden. What's the burden of the speaker? That's also the burden of the interpreter. So that is personalizing the message. Okay, next is the confidence. Yes, confidence is that the definition of confidence. The definition of confidence here is very objective. It is maintaining an eye contact to the receiver with a good tone. Good tone. So you are going to maintain a what? Eye contact. You must face. You must have eye contact to the receiver that you can catch the attention, not just the eye contact. You need also the good tone. Okay, empathy. What is empathy? A word that is beneficial to all. You must know the audience, the standard of the audience, the who are the audience, or what does the audience belongs to. So you must know that you can be very careful regarding to the words that you are going to use. Okay? The next is that, okay, respect. Respect, okay. Respect is listening to different opinions, and next, empathy. So respect is that you just to listen. Listen opinions, and next, empathy. Because if you don't know how to respect, then you are a translator and interpreter. How could you interpret when you are not that very respectful? Then let us say that the source has this kind of message. Then you as an interpreter, you don't like that message. So how could you interpret? How could you translate? So in translation, in interpreting, there must be a respect. Next is that listening. Listening is a verb. It means prepare. Prepare your hearing sense. You have to listen carefully. What does the speaker, the source, is relaying? What does the speaker is commanding? Okay, next is open-minded. You have to be very open-minded. Because if you're not very open-minded, let's say if there are burdens from the source, from the speaker, that is very what they call this weighty. I mean, it sometimes it can be personal. Then the source didn't meant to say that it touched you. Oh, it kills you. But you have to be very open-minded, even though it is offensive. Yes, you have to be very open-minded, because what the source is speaking, is trying to relay. The interpreter, the translator should translate the word. So you have to be very open-minded. Then next is the tone of voice. Tone of voice is just like adding or applying a favorable tone. Okay, let us say the speaker is speaking like this. Oh, I love this. Then the translator should not translate into Bisaya. Oh, ganahan kay ko ani. So it's not good. So there must be a tone of voice. And let's say that the source should speak like this. This is the line, okay? Oh, I love this. So the translator must say, oh, ganahan jud kay ko ani. See? You can see there is the question also. Then there is applying of the tone of voice. What if the tone of voice of the source is on the high level? Then the translator must be also on the high level. Then next is that you have to be, you are good at this, asking good questions. It doesn't mean, but good questions. It doesn't mean that good questions is always good. Good questions here means that your questions must be weighty, must be commendable. Yes, because it is about to aim an open-ended question to strengthen the conversation. You must have this. You must possess this as an individual translator. You must know to ask good questions. Why? If you don't have that, then the conversations will just end at a short time. Then there will be no strength during the conversation. You know what? During let's say during the coalition, meetings. What kind of meetings? If nobody is going to ask to throw a questions, there can be no open a topic. The topic cannot satisfy the man, cannot satisfy the hearers, cannot satisfy the receivers because the topic is limited. But due to the good questions is relayed, so there will be a strength in the conversation. Next, what is difference of interpreting and translation? Okay, you there watching this video, what is the difference? What is the difference? Difference of interpreting and translating. Okay. First, interpreting is done in what? Orally. And translating is done written text. Okay. Interpret is equals to oral. Translate is equals to written text. But interpreting and translating both presuppose. It means both the interpreter or the translator must have a love of a language and deep knowledge, more than one language. So you must be a multi-dimensional person in terms of language. It means you must be thoughtful. You must be knowledgeable, or bookworm. Yes, you can be a man of dictionary. You must have a lot of commendables terminologies in here. Okay, next. Okay. 5. There are 5 major differences. There are 5 major differences between interpretation and translation. Okay, first is format. Okay? This is what I say a while ago, the differences. Format is that the format of interpretation, it is the format of interpretation is in real time. Real time, it means on the spot. It can be a huge meeting, a huge congregation. It can be a big event. Yes, as what you can see a while ago during the Miss Universe Q&A, the Vietnamese girl answering a Vietnam word, a Vietnam language. Then there is a translation that translates into English. That is interpretation. Translation services is a text-based. It means it is written. It is written. The next differences is delivery. Delivery. Interpretation takes place on the spot. Yes, this is what I said a while ago. The delivery, it is verbally. Okay, verbally. It can be on phone, over the phone or over the video. But translation, it is a written way. Okay? Accuracy. Interpretation requires a somewhat lower level of accuracy. Yes, because interpretation that is on the spot, right? You don't know, you're not prepared. But what you need is that you must possess being witty. You must be witty. You must be knowledgeable during the interpretation. Somewhat, interpretation is having a lower level of accuracy. It doesn't mean that you are not always accurate. It has just a lower level of accuracy. You know what? Practically speaking, interpreting is not easy task because that is on the spot. On the spot, you don't know what to be relayed. All you have to do is just to be prepared. So you must be a bookworm person, a person of dictionary. Then, but interpretation aims perfections. Why? Because it will undergo to a lot of tests. Oh yes, like for example, a text interpretations. Let's say books. Okay, it must be done a lot of tests. Test one, yeah, it can be not the final, the draft, then the checking, then proofreading, then after that, final. So that is so it means that interpretation aims to perfection. Then direction, interpretation must be fluent and broad in knowledge in languages. This is what I said a while ago. You must be broad in knowledge in languages as required to translate without the aid of materials. So let's say, yes, the Miss Q&A, there is no, yes, somehow, the first video, as what I have showed to you, the Vietnamese Miss Q&A. Before that, there is a question, and it is translated into Vietnamese. But the answer of the candidates, the candidate, yes, I'm specific to the Vietnamese. The answer of the Vietnamese, it is beyond the material. It is unprepared. So the person, the interpreter, must be very knowledgeable. But the direction of translation is one. That can be their own language. No translator is not good of a specific language. Then he will translate. That is not good. That is not capable. That is not okay. Okay in translation, because when you translate, you must see that you are good that kind of language. Intangible. The last, both the interpretation and translation must resonate the metaphors, analogies, and idioms to the audience. This is both. Why? The interpreters has a special task. That is to capture tone. That is to inflect voice quality of the spoken word. I have discussed this a while ago. I hope these matters that I have telling you, the differences, and also the communicational skills, I hope you've learned a lot. Okay? Translation is what? Done in text. Interpreting is done live, verbally. So, I'm so happy. This is the subject of English 1, 2, 3 translation. Thank you, and Emmanuel. That's all.